and publicity. Publicity we may discuss in the coming class. So today we'll be discussing on public relation. So I'm sharing the slide. Hope you are able to see my slide. So what is public relation? So if you see the definition of public relation, it says like this. It is the profession or practice of creating and maintaining goodwill of an organization. So public includes their customers, employees, investors, suppliers, etc. Usually through publicity and communication. So public relation is all about trying to create goodwill among the publics. That's why it's called as public relation. So here the main objective of public relation is to create goodwill, good name about the organization. So here it is not only targeting the customers, but till now we have been seeing all the different forms of promotions. It is targeting the customers. So here in public relation, we see it is not only for customers, it is for the employees, it is for the investors, it is for the suppliers, trying to create good image of the organization is the objective of public relation. And it is done mainly through creating publicity. Publicity is nothing but word of mouth publicity. Okay. Through non-paid forms, non-paid form of communication. Non-paid, how? Through news reports in the newspapers, magazines, interviews conducted in television channels or social media. Such use of non-paid. You are not paying the marketer or the person who is involved in public relation is not paying anything. So till now, all the different forms of promotions that we have seen or discussed is using some or the other paid form. It is paid form. Advertisement we have seen, it is paid. Sales promotion we have seen, yes, cost is involved there, right? But here, public relation does not involve any cost. In simple way, what we can see as public relation, we can see some articles about some companies that is coming, organizations. Okay, maybe that for example, an SBI bank is opening a new branch. They may put it in newspaper. A new SBI branch is opened in a particular area. In the local newspaper, they will give. So it is not an advertisement, it is an article. Some retail stores, they come up with some festival sales, so that is put as an article, right, in newspaper. We see some public limited companies publishing their balance sheet and profit and loss accounts in websites, putting articles in the websites. Why they have to do that? It's a part of public limited companies. It is mandatory for them to publish such their financial results. Okay, financial statements. They have to publish it in the public media, say newspaper or the websites. They are supposed to do that. They're mandatory. But otherwise, if you see, it is in the sense of doing public relation, building good relationship with the public or maintaining goodwill among the public. So that is what we understand by public relation. So these efforts may also include support for arts. Some, local arts may be there. Say maybe if you're talking about this region, Dakshina Kannada, So here local arts are something like Yakshagana. Yakshagana is a special art here. Okay. So you may find some organization supporting it so that it is there, it continues. So some arts over a period of time it vanishes because there is nobody to support it. So they find a social cause. Organization find a purpose that maintaining such culture is important for any region or a country. Otherwise, it is lost. So they feel, in that sense, they support them financially. They provide some, material. They provide some supports. Okay. So that is how. That is also part of public relation activity. Charitable causes. Sometimes we find some organization, financially providing, helping, or some non-profit organizations, let's say hospitals or governments, construction of, a bus stop, building, construction of a road, planting trees. If you see, go to zoo. If you go to, say, local in Mangalore, there is a Pilikula, or in Mysore, there is a famous, world famous zoo. Mysore Zoo is there. I don't know how many of you have noticed it. There, animals, each animal is adopted by some company. Have you observed it? Why they have to do it? So Infosys adopt some tiger, some few tigers. TCS, they will adopt some. Adoption means they are financially helping to maintain these animals. Why they have to do that? It is a part of, say, social cause, a charitable cause. So we, from our MBA department, I think you may be knowing, I'm not sure, every year we donate financially from the Volmas fund. Volmas fund, we donate to orphanage. So from the past so many years, we used to donate finance money to orphanage on behalf of the students and faculties. We used to visit them. Last year, I don't know when your seniors batch was there. Previously, we used to go regularly from past so many years. Okay, we donate for such institutions, old age homes, orphanage visits, okay, like that. Such places we donate, or donation to education institutions. Some companies do the donation. Sporting events, sponsoring also is part of public relation activity. And other civic engagement, any other engagement in the society, protecting the water, saving the water, right? Such movements, the organization, if they are part of it, they start supporting it, that becomes a public relation activity. So why it is required? Why public relation is required? So the definition itself says that public relation is done with the objective of creating goodwill among the public. Goodwill means good name. So that is there. So what happens if there is good name? What is the use? What is the use in the sense the company may be able to attract. So it's otherwise public relation does not have any profit intentions. Purely speaking, public relation does not have any profit intention or other purpose. It is only done with the intention of creating good relationship with the public. Okay, but over a period of time, it has certain objectives. Say like that, we already defined. It's maybe goodwill. Why goodwill is required? To attract new talent, better talent to the organization. If company has a good name, they can get good employees, talented employees. Always people would like to work for a company which is having goodwill. Say in general, if you say now people always want to work for companies like Google. Google has a good name. Infosys, Wipro, TCS, right? All this, whatever, good brand, good company, we consider that is there. It's a goodwill that is in our mind. So it can attract good talent, employees for their organization. That is one thing. And obviously, in the market, there will be good demand for the products from that company. People will accept that. So that is the marketing intention there behind such public relation activities. And creating public relation is not an overnight job. It takes long time. So that is another reason, right? So without much effort, they can sell the product. Without much advertisement, they can sell the product. Salespeople get a support because they are backed up with a good brand or good company's image. So these are the reasons why public relation is done. We will see some more things in the coming slides. So as I discussed, over a period of time, the role of public relation was done with the intention of creating good relationship with the customers, but it has become marketing public relation now. That is, it is done with the intention of creating good demand for their product in the market. So that's why we are discussing public relation in this promotion, say IMC, Integrated Marketing Communication subject, because it is one of the promotions used as one of the promotions for their product. So that is called as marketing public relation. So why we are discussing why public relations? So we can see other or the already discussed the public reasons why public relation is done. Building marketplace excitement before media ad breaks. So normally they give advertisement. Before that, you try to create a good excitement in the minds of customers. If excitement is there, they will receive the ads properly. Otherwise, if you're just providing advertisement along with some 100 advertisement, other companies' advertisement, it may not be received. So you try to create good public relation publicity before the product comes. This is actually what happened for Tata Nano. Tata Nano or Bajaj vehicles, or taking the example of Tata Nano, say about 20 years back when they launched Tata Nano, there was a lot of news about it, positive news. So it was the first car in the world to come up in the price bracket of 1 lakh. Their plan was to come within 1 lakh, but over a period of time the cost was more, the price was more. That is different. But when it was launched, it was said to be a car which is coming for 1 lakh. So that was the market excitement that was created, and without any advertisement, they were booking for the car, and they could. There was a waiting period for buying the car. So that was a situation where there was so much of talk about the car. So that is what excitement is. So something new, something even with Geo free calls like that. So you can see such examples where before the advertisement, before the product, there is a lot of talk about the product. So that is nothing but a public relation activity or publicity. Introducing the product with little or no advertisement. So sometimes you need not advertisement at all. You don't need advertisement for the sale of the product. If you do good PR, then itself is sufficient. Providing value for value added service. So something, when people, when the product or company is backed up with good public relation, there is some additional value, sense value in the minds of the customers when they are buying the product. Building brand to customers bond. There is a strong bond building activity. I mean, brand to customer bond, a relationship building activity takes place when you do good PR, public relation. influencing the influential. So in the market, there will be influentials, opinion leaders. Opinion leaders, I need not talk much because we have discussed about it in consumer behavior. Right, opinion leaders are the people who gives opinion about products, certain product categories. So you can influence them through public relation. Defending product at risk. Some of the times the products are at risk. Maybe because of some problem. Maybe some problem is something like negative publicity or low sales. Something is happening. So that time you will have to do good PR to build the goodwill among the segment of customers. Tools. These are the different ways in which public relation activity is done. Press release, giving a press report about the organization, about something that they are doing. Say maybe annual sales is there, or they are opening up a new branch, or they are coming up with a new product, new variant. So this may be given as news in the newspaper. Press conferences where you call on the press reporters and tell what are your plans for the future, what you are going to do. So that is press conference. Exclusives, you give exclusives means you give reports in a limited or specific media channels. So that is exclusives. Interviews, you may give interviews in some media. It may be magazines, it may be radio, or it may be newspaper, television. Community involvement, involving some of the communities. Say maybe in a village, some drive may be conducted, cleaning drive in the villages, or planting trees, cleaning of the lakes, water preservation, rainwater harvesting. Some of these activities, beach cleaning, or creating some awareness about something. So now some pandemic awareness may be created. So all these are community involvement. Internet may be used for public relation activities. Other ways, say speeches, trade shows, articles. So politicians are very good at public relations. Not only company, individuals also do public relation, whether it is celebrities, sports people, film celebrities. They involve in public relation activity. They have a public relation officer with them. They will be speaking on behalf of that person. Politicians, you see how the good they are at speeches. They can influence people through their speeches. They're good at that. So that is nothing but a public relation activity. Trade shows, organizing exhibitions, shows, right? Articles, writing articles. So these are the different ways in which the public relation is done. Benefit is it is cost effective, as we discussed. There is no cost involved in public relation. You need not pay anything. If you want to publish an article in newspaper, you are not paying anything. It is not an advertisement. High credibility. So public relation has high credibility. If you are reading a news in a newspaper, news channel, or radio, or any other media, you will believe in that. You will believe in that rather than in advertisement. Advertisement you may not believe. It's not having that much credibility. But any news comes in newspaper, television, people will believe that. So it is having high credibility. It supports advertisement, it complements. Public relation complements advertisements. Breaks through the clutter. So we have seen in advertisement there is a lot of clutter. Too much of clutter is there. Too many advertisements are there. People don't remember advertisements. Crowding of advertisement is there. But here, if it is public relation, that is not there. Lead generation, it can generate new customers. Image building, it contributes to image building of brand and company. Reduces consumer resistance to sales effort. It helps the salespeople. It helps in getting the products sold faster. These are the benefits. Disadvantage, lack of control over media. So this is public relation is mainly in the media, whether it is social media, whether it is other traditional media. So you don't have much control over the media, right? So media may go out of control. So what we are seeing in the pandemic, many people say that India is being projected negatively around the globe. Too much of negative news about COVID-19 is happening. So who is doing it? It is mainly the media, right? So if you compare the population size and the infected rate and the death rate, it is comparatively low to any other countries in India. But still, what media is showing, it is more of the negative news. They are not trying to highlight the, how many people recovered and how many facilities are there. That is not been covered much. So what you can see is anything, it depends on the media. So media is a very powerful organization in case of public relation and publicity. They will do lot of positive or negative news depending on their wishes, right? So that way, media, we don't have much control over. As a company, as an organization, as a source, we don't have much control. But in advertisement, direct marketing, all those things, sales promotion, you have full control. But here you don't have that. Difficult to tie slogans and other advertising devices. You cannot have all the benefits, or you cannot have the slogans written. So in a news article you cannot write a slogan. What you can do it in print advertisement, that you cannot do it here. Article should be in a particular format only. The words, it should be in a particular sentences, paragraph. You cannot write slogans, and logo you cannot use there. But in advertisement you can do that. Media time and space are not guaranteed. If you are giving an article in newspaper, whether it will be published or not is not guaranteed. So again, that is not under our control. So if they find space, then they will put that article. Otherwise not. There are no standard effectiveness measure. Measuring the effectiveness of public relation is not easy. Publicity. Another is the publicity. So this one we will be discussing in a coming session.